Right now, many Catholics from the Diocese of Brooklyn and across the country are taking part in a pilgrimage to the Holy Land. They're following in Jesus' footsteps and visiting the places where he performed miracles. Leading the pilgrimage is Msgr Gigantiello, Vicar for Development in the Diocese of Brooklyn. He joins us now from Jerusalem with a beautiful background. Hi, Msgr.
Good evening, Christine.
So I'm so glad you're there safe and sound. I heard you had a bit of an eventful flight. There was a bomb scare. What happened?
Yeah, we had to make an emergency landing in Paris, and it was a little frightening when we got off the plane with all the emergency vehicles and, the armed guards and the dog sniffers and all. We didn't know what was going on. It was scary. We didn't know if there was something wrong with the plane. Then we got off, and then the hard part was that once we got into the terminal, we all had to get on flights to get here. Some people went to Dubai. We had to go to Casablanca. Some people went to Madrid, Barcelona, Vienna. It was crazy, but that was the purgatory. Once we got here, everything was good.
Yeah, thank God you're there and everybody's safe. So the Holy Land, it took a devastating hit during the pandemic. There were virtually no pilgrimages. They lost hundreds of millions of dollars in tourism, making it difficult to maintain and preserve the holy sites. So now that you're there, does it appear to be back to pre-pandemic status?
Well, Christine, this is my fifth pilgrimage here. And I have to say, this time I could see that it's very light in the number of pilgrims, but I think it's coming back, listening to the tour guides. But you're right. The pilgrimages really support the holy shrines. And of course, we're here with the Knights and Ladies of the Holy Sepulchre, which their mission is to support the holy places and the holy shrines. So it's very meaningful for me to bring people here and to encourage them not only to support the shrines, but also maybe to become a Knight or Lady of the Holy Sepulchre.
Absolutely, and I know you're visiting several places on this pilgrimage, but we'd need our own show to talk about all of them. Now, we do have a graphic that shows your itinerary. What would you say are the three biggest highlights of this trip?
Well, I would say, first of all, to begin with, going to Bethlehem, to see the place where Jesus was born, and they'll go into Shepherd's Field to see that place. That's the first, I would say, very meaningful place to see. This is where God became man. And really, when you get there, it's so moving. And then I would say today, we went to Capernaum. We went to the Sea of Galilee. And that's where Jesus really performed his miracles. And that's where you see the mercy and the love and the compassion of God and how he touched us and how he's still touching us in many ways. So to bring people to these places is very meaningful. And then the highlight, I think, of the trip is when we go in and we have a solemn procession into the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where we see the place where the crucifixion took place, and then to go into the tomb and to celebrate Mass in the tomb with the pilgrims is so powerful. I've done that many times, but to bring people here every time is so fulfilling to see how people are touched and how their faith is strengthened by coming here.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you that. Why should Catholics go on this pilgrimage? What do they get out of it?
Well, first of all, to increase their faith. I mean, that's the first thing, because so many times we hear about these places and we have images in our mind. But to come here and to actually see the places where Jesus walked, where he ministered, where he died, where he was crucified, and to see how, our Blessed Mother traveled to see her cousin Elizabeth, it wasn't an easy journey. And that's one thing. And also to see, the beautiful landscape. Everything here is very dry, but you can see it's a very holy place because, the barren mountains, like touching the sky. And you can see how it's a very spiritual place. And this is a place where God chose to communicate with us and also to become man. So you can get all of that. So when you go back and you read and you listen to the scriptures, you can really put yourself in the footsteps of all the people, the disciples and the followers of Jesus, and even Jesus himself.
Well, sounds like you're going to have a great trip, Msgr Gigantiello, Vicar for Development in the Diocese of Brooklyn. Thanks so much for being with us, and stay safe.
Can't wait to get home.
Hi, I'm Christine Persichetti, anchor of Currents News. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button on this video. And if you want to see more content just like it, subscribe and click on the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, because we are putting your faith in the news.